Welcome to the Now. I'm Ashley.
I'm Brian.
So there was a thing this morning, and we wanted to create a specific video just to talk a little bit more about it because it's sort of becoming a trend with YouTube in general, and it's causing not just us. I've actually seen a lot of other channels that do similar types of content running into just trouble with the new YouTube ecosystem. This was actually about a copyright claim, sort of. So we put out a video discussing EA choosing to fight the new Belgium ban, essentially, on loot boxes in video games. This is a requirement that Belgium and the Netherlands said no more loot boxes. They constitute gambling. So if you want your games to be able to remain on sale in Belgium, they need to remove the loot boxes. A lot of the other publishers have complied. Activision Blizzard, for example, they stopped selling loot boxes in Overwatch to Belgian players, that kind of thing.
Yep. Valve did with Dota 2. 2K, I think, even backed down.
Yeah, well, and Valve's is specifically like they show you what's in the next one, so it's not gambling. You know what you're getting. Yeah. But different companies have complied. EA has been the sort of outlier. They said no, we don't think they're gambling, and we're going to defend this because microtransactions make a lot of money for EA. Microtransactions and loot boxes, just in general, they're a huge cornerstone of businesses these days. Anyway, so we did a video just discussing the fact that Belgium has now referred this case to their public prosecutor's office, and that it means that EA could potentially end up in court defending microtransactions and fighting over them. So we did a video update on that particular news, and within an hour or so of it being published, there was a copyright claim that blocked the video worldwide. So it's a little bit different than a copyright strike, which pulls the video down, and then you get a strike on your channel, 3 strikes, and your channel disappears. There are a couple of different things that companies can do when they create a copyright claim. One, they can just track it. They just want to see who's got videos with their stuff in it. Or they can monetize it for themselves, so your video remains up, continues to get views, but any money made from ad revenue goes to them instead. And then there's blocking, which is what happened in this case, where the copyright claimant blocks the video. It cannot be seen by anyone in the world. They do not want it there. Here's the rub with this one, and this has been a source of some confusion. It wasn't EA. So there was what came up in the claim was this clip, and it turned out to be a FIFA 19 trailer. However, EA, which it was commonly thought to be the copyright claimant in this case because, hey, it's FIFA, and hey, it's talking about something that EA maybe doesn't really want going around. Right. You'd think that they issued the claim. They did not. It was actually the European Football League, which is interesting.
Is that like the Premier League, or is it a different?
It's sort of a collection of European football groups.
Okay.
And so what it seems like happened in this particular scenario is that YouTube's content ID system may have seen the FIFA footage. It's from a FIFA 19 trailer. Thought it was actually footage from one of their games or something, and it automatically blocked it because that's what they've set their content ID to do, is to automatically block any videos, which would then keep people from uploading clips of matches and things like that to YouTube. So that may just be their default. That's benefit of the doubt, assuming that it's an automated claim and that Content ID just went, wow, this game looks so good, it must be real.
Are they really playing?
Yeah, so that is sort of the short version of what's happened with that particular video. We're disputing it, we'll do what we can, but with this day and age with YouTube, all it takes is for someone at the EFL to not be paying attention and go, no, we definitely own that copyright, I'm sure that we do, and then just say no. So you dispute the claim, and they can go, we accept your dispute, this is no longer claimed, or no, we definitely claim it. And then at that point, it locks down as claimed, and if you want to do anything about it, you need to take them to court.
Which most people aren't going to do over one video.
No, and not on YouTube, right? So that's sort of where we're at with this particular scenario. Is we'll dispute it. We could re-upload without the footage, but I don't know if we will. This is actually mostly because it's becoming a larger issue with YouTube. in our last 10 videos, 3 of them have had copyright issues.
I didn't know it was 3. I knew
3
we
out of
had
our
a
last
couple.
10
Wow.
videos, yes. So,
or you could always go to no.tv to watch it.
Right.
too.
Well, that's exactly what I think is gonna. This is gonna start being the story of YouTube, at least temporarily.
It feels, especially for a news channel like ours, where everything is so time dependent, and we don't typically break stuff immediately, but our stuff comes out, the day of, maybe a little bit after that. But after, even if we got the video back up tomorrow or something, the news is kind of already
It's moved
done.
on.
Yes, and so it's kind of like the damage is already done from our perspective.
Right. So, as far as like moving ahead with the future, just knowing that, if 30% of your videos,
Yes.
which typically like we monetize our videos. We're a small unit of a larger business group, and YouTube ad revenue is one of the major ways that our videos help to fund our group.
Right.
And if 30% of them just no longer count, you're sort of giving your work away, and that's not really sustainable if we want to continue operating as a business.
That's a huge hit in any business's revenue, 30%. And we've seen other gaming channels, it's not just us. I think Pretty Good Gaming mentioned that they're going to have to lay off pretty much, most of their staff because they've been hit by the same thing. I mean, that algorithm's just been fucking them.
Yeah, they did. So it's been sort of a trend across topic-based channels, which is what we sort of consider the no to be, whereas you get a lot of entertainment-based channels where you may tune into every single video regardless of maybe like what's being played or what the game is or what this is about, because it's about the personalities, whereas the no is much more topic-driven. If you don't care about FIFA, you wouldn't watch the video about FIFA just because you really like our mugs.
Right.
Probably. I mean, some people might, but
God
that's
bless
not
those ones
but
who
that's
do.
not the majority.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's people like, oh, I care about FIFA. I want to see what this is all about.
Right.
Or I care about Battlefield. Or I care about Pokemon. And you don't tune into the videos that aren't about topics that you care about.
Yeah, and I use YouTube a lot to, if I'm stuck in a game sometimes, and I'll look up, somebody will have found, okay, here's how to get past this section in Red Dead, and you can, oh, okay, that's what I did that with Hollow Knight the other day, and it helped.
Right, but the changes that YouTube's been making to its algorithm, basically they assume if you don't watch every video on a channel, that you, even if you're subscribed to them, you don't actually care, and they stop showing videos for those channels in your subscription feeds. They stop showing them in recommended and suggested videos, all that. So discoverability then goes way, way down on topic-based channels, which is something that that Pretty Good Gaming specifically mentioned had been an issue for that channel, which is why they did have to lay off a couple of their people who have now gone on to create a new channel, and so they're and start a Patreon. So they're working that out, and you should absolutely check that out. I think it's called Special Moves.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good name. Also, but in addition to the discoverability, getting back to what you said about getting a strike or a DMCA request, as a news channel, I think we're particularly vulnerable to that because we use trailers, we use footage, but it's all, publicly released stuff, it's trailers, it's but you could still end up in a situation like we found with this video.
Yeah, and we do what we can to protect ourselves from it by using trailers as opposed to just general gameplay, whatever, typically because companies distribute trailers freely. It's something, if we talk about, say, in this case, FIFA, and we use a FIFA trailer, it's much more applicable to fair use because you're talking about a specific product while showing footage distributed by the manufacturer of that product about that product. And so it makes it directly relevant. And fair use is a tough thing because we can say this would be fair use, but that's actually a defense you use in court. It's not just an automatic thing that you get.
It's not just, and even like late night shows and stuff, when they'll play a clip from a show that they're commenting on, they might not have the rights to that. They're sort of assuming they can use it from fair use.
Right, well, or they've specifically contacted the rights holders beforehand to arrange it. So with us, We try our hardest. And it's also why you'll see like, hey, we're talking about PUBG again, and we are using the same trailer that you've seen a billion times, and it sucks, I know, but it is the safer option than just like randomly using whatever gameplay, which is why we've done it in the past.
Right.
But with YouTube's copyright going mental, trailers also are no longer safe. All 3 of the copyright claims that either demonetized or redirected monetization from our recent videos were trailers.
And it's also just hard with YouTubers. It's hard with YouTube, and we're not the only channel that have this problem because they don't really tell you why they've done changes, what the extent is, what triggered the strike. So it's just hard to tell, and things can change, and you don't know until, like you said, your shit just starts getting demonetized right and left, or your views just plummet.
Right, which is something that has happened really like all across YouTube. The topic-based channels like ours have been particularly hit hard by that if they rely on recommended videos and that kind of discoverability to bring in views from non-subscribers or new viewers or topic-relevant viewers. So that's been a big challenge. And if it was just that, like we've been okay, skating along, it's fine, it sucks. Everything is down across the board, makes it a lot harder, but kind of it's doable when you start making $0 off of because you're getting no ad revenue from these videos that take a team several hours to put together and dedicated part of their workday to, then it starts to become a negative business, and it's not something we can keep up. So then we look at what do we need to do to change things. Rooster Teeth is in a very special position where it existed before YouTube. The website has always been a focus. Rooster Teeth has its own video players. We have our own live streaming setups on the site. We have apps. There's the Rooster Teeth app. There's one for iOS. There's one for Android. There's one for Xbox as well. Right. We distribute our content through Verve. So there are other options for companies like Rooster Teeth, which does make us, in the scheme of things, very, very fortunate, because a lot of YouTube content creators built their business on YouTube, and that's 100% of where they live. And so these algorithm changes can really destroy the entire business.
Yeah, we've seen channels die because of, maybe not this one specifically, but either have to downscale or in the past just they can't keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, we are lucky because we do have our own ecosystem to where it's not no one YouTube change is just going to kill us but it is still, we do get a lot of views on YouTube. It is, a significant part of our business.
It is. So I think what you're going to see more in the future, probably from us, where this is something we sort of have to feel out as we go ahead. So I don't want to be like, this is the announcement, this is the way things are, because it's just all about like feeling things out. But this does incentivize groups like us, where we do have a website that we can focus on, where we don't have to worry about like unapplicable content claims that we are powerless to fight. We don't have to worry about that, like any of that stuff. Like we own that. We're not as at risk in our own corner of the internet. So it does incentivize us to do more stuff there.
And we're starting to roll out more and more content. Club, which just started, coming to, if you're a Rooster Teeth First member, and if you are, God bless you, we love you.
But you're the best.
It is easy. It's probably more advantageous in the long run if people do follow us to the website and off of YouTube, and sometimes that's a hard ask of people.
It is, and it doesn't work for everyone, and that makes total sense, and that's fine.
But just in the interest of full transparency, it's kind of like, this is where we are as a channel, and the situation probably isn't what we would like it to be. Ideally, we wish YouTube was easier to deal with, maybe a little bit more transparent, gave us more of an instant opportunity to deal with these copyright claims, but we kind of have to deal with the facts as they are.
Yeah, so it's not like we're going to stop making content on YouTube.
No.
YouTube honestly, the people at YouTube have actually been very good to us in the past. We worked with YouTube on E3, and so like we have much closer ties to to YouTube and to people at YouTube than a lot of other channels. And actually, like, all the people that I've met at YouTube have been really great, and they care very much about creators, but they also aren't necessarily calling the shots on things like algorithms, and they don't run the content ID system. So to some degree, even their hands are tied.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of layers of management there when it comes to YouTube, and then above
I mean, it's all part of Google when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
But it does mean that, so we'll keep doing stuff for YouTube, but I think we'll start seeing if we want to do special videos, or if we want to do like standalones or like original investigative stuff. A lot of that stuff will probably live more on the website than anywhere else. Not all of it is necessarily going to come to YouTube.
Yeah, and we've had some nice scoops this year. We had the scoop about GTA 6 and where it would be set. We've done developer interviews, and we're going to be doing more and more of that going forward too. So I think
we've got a couple of cool projects that that we're in production on right now. So we'll be doing a lot more of that stuff, but because especially a lot of that stuff also takes more work.
Right.
It means that just putting it on YouTube and going, if we don't make any money on it, that's fine, doesn't really work. So we'll start to build up our own corner of the internet more. I would love to see as many people as we can convinced to join us on the website to watch there. That is where it is more beneficial to us watching on the website, regardless if you're a first member, if you're not a first member, it still benefits us more to watch on the website. If not, we'll still have content on YouTube.
Sure.
Just it may not be all of it.
Yeah, and we've been experimenting with other types of stuff, playing through, first looks at games and stuff like that. That's been a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
And hearing people's feedback on it's been great.
And a lot of that stuff also just may fit better on the website.
Right.
And that's fine. That's fine. Not everything has to be everywhere in order to be fine.
So we're not leaving YouTube, but it's gonna. But
when we develop new interesting things, the website will probably be the priority for those things. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just a chain. You have to evolve. I mean, everything.
Yeah, everything does. And so if you didn't know we had a website, we have a website. And it's the know.tv. We also it's roosterteeth.com, and we have not only the Nose content, but all of Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter and Funhouse. And Funhouse is also I miss the hell out of having those guys do the news. But good news is they're actually starting a weekly news show on the site.
Oh, wow.
So that's just like one of the many sort of new things being worked on where the site's going to be the priority there. So we'll have all of that stuff. We got like Screw Attack is on there. We have a bunch of the Let's Play partners as well who do content for the website. So it's actually pretty great. We've been doing a lot of work on the tech behind it to get videos running more smoothly, to work on the actual video player. We're working on new community features so that there's a good experience to use the website, and that the apps are there. So you can be like, oh, I want to know a thing. Here, it's just like it comes to me on the phone.
And the community on the website is great too.
Yeah.
Just like interacting
everyone on the
with
website's like really awesome, and it's really cool to learn. Every time we meet someone at an event, RTX, whatever, they're like, yeah, I started on the website and I met all these friends, and now they're my actual real life friends, and that's really cool to see.
Oh, that's the best part of my year, RTX.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And T-shirts like you.
That's right. Yeah, we've got a new T-shirt coming out.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. Merch is always a fun thing. We've got like our sweet T-shirt. I mean, I've been wearing it since RTX like once or twice a week. I'm just really excited about it.
It's most of my wardrobe since I started here. But it's good. It's like a work uniform almost, but a cool one.
Anyway, so that's where we're at with this particular event. Just with this isn't like, oh God, we'll flip the table, we quit. It's just this increasing trend in YouTube's just reduced discoverability and YouTube content ID kind of going wild, and there not being a lot you can do about it. They all sort of are incentivizing us to focus more on our website for a lot of original stuff, so I think that's what we're going to be doing. We'll still service news on YouTube that's not going anywhere, but we may not have quite as much of it. Like Daily Roundup, that's, yeah.
We got you.
Easy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we got you covered. We'll still have that.
Yeah, but some of the like crazy, bigger investigative stuff, we'll be focusing stuff on the website. Just so you guys know where we're at mentally in terms of strategy going forward with like how we handle our content and how we handle distribution.
Yeah, it's cool to be able to communicate with them directly like this too.
Yeah.
Also, we could not flip this table if we wanted to.
No, it's a very
It is very
heavy table. It's a big table. We can lift it a
we're
little
trying.
bit, but it's not.
We could wobble the table. That's it.
That'll show them.
Take that, YouTube. Clean up your act.
Anyway, so we just wanted to let you guys know sort of like where we're at with content development and how we're going to handle distribution. And when things like this come up, we dispute it. We do what we can. You can't win them all because there just aren't a lot of protections for creators when it comes to that, unless you're willing to be like, I'll see you in court, and probably almost certainly lose more money than you would make from a video in any case.
Yeah, lawyers are expensive.
Yeah, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to do things like that, but we also can't do nothing when it becomes just an increasing problem for all of us in the way that we do stuff. So again, we're not going anywhere on YouTube. We will still have videos, but if you want to follow us on the website, that is where we'll be putting our focus. We'll be developing like new shows and like discussions and previews. All the kinds of stuff there will really be focused on the website, and some of it will come to YouTube. Not all of it.
Yeah. So we'll see you there.
Yeah, let us know if you checked out the website, if it works for you, if you have suggestions, feature requests, anything like that. Like we're constantly trying to make the website a better place too.
Yeah.
So I'd say, do the like and subscribe thing, but you know what? I'm not in the mood today.
Go check out the website. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, so you want to get all your news and fun stuff, go to the know.tv.